Let's play the Immaculate Grid. Hey there, my name's Jeff Bates. This is the Texas Rangers Clubhouse. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching it somewhere else, it's not the Texas Rangers Clubhouse. You can go check out Texas Clubhouse on YouTube if you want. Almost every day, this game, we play Texas Rangers version, but today, we just simply can't do it, and you'll see why when I give you these subjects. Now, if you haven't played today's grid yet, the day I filmed this, you don't want to watch because, well, I mean, maybe you will. You can pick your own guys. There's plenty of people to pick from, but I'm going to give away some answers here shortly. So go away if you haven't played today and you want to and you don't want to hear my answers. For everyone else on the planet who's watching, let's play Immaculate Grid. So the rows along the top, 300 average for a career, 500 home runs or more in a career, and a 3,000 hits in a career. That means we're talking about superstars. Along the left, Rookie of the Year, Golden Glove, Silver Slugger. So you got to, mix and match and make it. If I have a story about the ball player, I tell it. This is what we do pretty much every day on the game. Let's just get started. You'll figure it out. 300 average for your career and Rookie of the Year. I went with Jackie Robinson. Why? My favorite player maybe of all time. So I'm a Rangers fan now. I grew up a Dodgers fan, and Jackie Robinson was one of my favorites. I won't tell this entire story, but my mom bought me a book about courage and Jackie Robinson when I was very, very young. And I had a chance to meet Jackie's daughter. I've actually met her twice. Once just really quick, it was a line. I was with a bunch of people. I got to say hello. I think I took a picture with her. The second time I actually got to have a conversation with her, I talked to her for about 8, maybe 9, 10 minutes. One of my favorite moments of my life. And I got to talk to her about her dad, this book. She knew the book I was talking about. We both almost teared up. It was one of the most moving 10 minutes of my life or so. Anyway, I've been a Jackie Robinson fan my whole life. Maybe I'll do a whole video about that someday. Jackie Robinson, one of the greats of all time. All-time career 300 hitter, and I think, yes, definitely the first Rookie of the Year ever. Next grid, moving to the right, 500 or more home runs in a career in Rookie of the Year, Willie Mays. Not a lot of guys have hit more than 500 home runs, and even less have won Rookie of the Year. Willie Mays did both. Pretty easy one if you know. I mean, was it 51, I think, Willie Mays was Rookie of the Year, and I guess Robinson was like 47. I'm old. I wasn't that old. I probably have those dates wrong, but it feels right to me. 3,000 career hits or more and Rookie of the Year. Well, the guy who has more hits than anybody else, Pete Rose, I know was Rookie of the Year. His rookie card was in 63, so 62 or 63, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but I know he was Rookie of the Year. And I know he had 3,000 or more career hits, so we'll go with him. That breaks, and I've met Pete Rose. I met Willie Mays. Well, I was in the same room as Willie Mays. Didn't get to talk to him. I met Pete Rose. He's actually the first famous person, celebrity, who I ever heard cuss. I was in junior high. I should tell that story another time. Part of the San Diego School of Baseball when I was a kid. Learning how to hit, learning how to pitch. Well, Pete Rose was helping us. Really, he was just there to sign autographs. But whatever. Met Pete Rose as a kiddo. Let's move on. I'll tell that story another time. Also met this next guy, 300 career batting average and a Gold Glove winner. One of the greatest hitters of all time. Won a bunch of Gold Gloves too. Tony Gwynn. I met him a bunch of times. I grew up in San Diego. What a great hitter. What a neat man. I met him when he was a San Diego State head baseball coach. Met him at events. Certainly saw him play. Watched him hit the 5-6 hole hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times growing up in San Diego. One of the best players ever to play the game. Certainly one of the greatest hitters, Tony Gwynn. Yeah, he's the answer there. Center cut today, 500 or more home runs in a career and a Gold Glove. Barry Bonds, he couldn't throw, but he could play some defense, and he's hit more home runs than anyone else in the history of baseball. Haven't met him, walked by him. My good buddy, I think, said, can I have your autograph? And Barry scowled at him, but that's the closest I ever got to him. I don't know, 15 feet away. I didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything to me. But we were in the same, well, it was a concourse. Anyway, let's move on. 3,000 plus career hits. And a Gold Glove. I went with Hank Aaron because I knew I'd be telling these little stories. I have never spoke to Hank Aaron. He's passed away since. But he was at an event I was at. He was a featured speaker at a Boys and Girls Club event. I was in the seats. You know, he didn't see me, but I saw him. Closest I ever got to him that I'm aware of. Ichiro Suzuki gets us started on the bottom left. 300 plus average for a career and a Silver Slugger. Ichiro Suzuki, closest I ever got to him, well, I was in the front row down the right field line during infield and outfield practice his rookie year when he was at spring training in Peoria, Arizona. Peoria is where the Mariners and the Padres train. We went, me and a couple of my buddies went, I don't know, probably for a week or so the year that he was a rookie. We used to go pretty much every year, and we saw him a couple times, but the first time we saw him, boy, it was a zoo. The people were going crazy. And I remember his arm. Ground balls out to right field, throwing the ball to third, throwing the ball to home. They were taking infield, and it was something I will never forget. The best arm that I've ever seen from that close up. Unbelievable. Did I talk to him? No. Did he talk to me? No. Did he see me? No, but I saw him up close. That was pretty cool. 500 plus home runs in a career and a Silver Slugger. I went with Reggie Jackson because, for whatever reason, it turns out I'm telling stories today. Reggie Jackson was just this year. He was on the field. He's part of the Houston Astros front office. I go early to a lot of Rangers games. He was down on the field for batting practice. Was talking to a couple fans, was on the field playing with the bat. Maybe I'll throw a video up here of it. It was pretty neat. The kid next to me was screaming his name, and Reggie looked up to him. I wasn't talking to him, and Reggie wasn't talking to me, but yeah, he was right there. It was pretty cool. Reggie Jackson, one of the great power hitters of all time. Last but not least, 3,000 career hits and a Silver Slugger. He's going in the Hall of Fame here in a few months. He'll be announced as a Hall of Famer here in a couple of weeks. He was a Dodger, he was a Mariner, he was a Red Sox, and he was a Ranger. One of the great third basemen of all time, Adrian Beltre. Have I talked to him? No. Have I met him? Kind of. I've got his autograph a couple times. Stood in line once at an event for the Rangers. I got a few of his autographs, and I don't really remember the other ones. Whatever. Yeah, so those are my did I meet these guys. So today's grid turned into my connection to him, if I have any. Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, Pete Rose, Tony Gwynn, Barry Bonds, Henry Aaron, Ichiro Suzuki, Reggie Jackson, Adrian Beltre. I was on Twitter today, and there was a question. Name 4 famous people that you've met, talked to, whatever, and make one a lie. And that's why this was in my head today. And then I get the Immaculate Grid, and I thought I would tell my stories. So hopefully you were interested in that. It's kind of fun. Let me know. Do you play Immaculate Grid? Do you prefer when I play the Texas Rangers version of Immaculate Grid? I couldn't do that today. And even better, what I like to hear today, famous people you've met. Who's the most famous athlete you've seen play? Maybe the most famous athlete you've met, or your favorite athlete, or even if it's not an athlete, I'd be interested in that. Those are fun conversations. You can let me know in the comments if you want, or you can just click off to one of these next videos that I'll post here in a second. Thanks for watching. Have the best day ever. Go Rangers. And let me know, do you play Immaculate Grid? All right, that's it. Have the best day ever. Bye for now. You rock. You stayed all the way to the end. I appreciate that so much. Please watch one of those videos that's up there, one that I put up there and one that YouTube thinks you might like. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and play along with the Immaculate Grid.